Hey guys, it's Amber and I'm pretty much done with my day 12. There wasn't really a ton of technique that I could show you because it was all decision making, but what I have here is a 6x8 transparency with the gold dotted lines, and this is a, sorry my cat's meowing, and then I have a 5 by 8¼ printout here. This was from the Allie Edwards and Jessica Turner digital pack. I will make sure that you have a link to it. I used part of it in my file folder layout. I think that was day 7. Yeah, day 7, where there was like recipe cards and made with love cards. So this tree really looks like this. It's not quite this color blue. It was more like a French blue or a slate blue, and it printed more teal, which I wasn't happy with. So I decided to change it to black, partly because I've had way too much blue in my album, and I also knew that this was going to be really, really hard to match. So, but I did use it as an experiment to see if I wanted to punch the holes here or use the transparency. My end goal is to use the transparency because it's going to be more rigid. I'm going to use a little bit of 1/8 inch red line tape to attach these together, and then I'm going to stitch these together. So I love how it came out. So it's the My Holiday Bucket List, and I've got quite a few embellishments. This is from last year's start kit, this year's die cuts, either last year or the year before's die cuts. This was from a Stories by the Month kit. It says this is December, my number 12 from Felicity Jane. This is a pleather piece from this year's Paisley Press Kit, last year's die cuts. I'm gonna punch out that little hole and put a little twine on it. This year's 3D Elements, but I am gonna take off the foam piece on the back and just let it be foam in the middle. I don't need it to be that thick, and I want it to be adhered better, but I might change my mind. This is from last year's Transparency Circles with, I think, a wooden wreath from 2017. Don't quote me on that, maybe 2018. A wooden star from Allie. This is a chipboard piece from Felicity Jane. This is one of the woven patches. It's the one with the dove. I'm covering it with a 1-inch red and gold circle because I don't really love the dove and it's very hard to see. So what I tried to focus on was green, red, black, and white as my main colors, and trying to find balance. They're not perfect. The green isn't a triangle, the white isn't a triangle. The black is scattered well, and I think the red is scattered well. I'm also taking one of these half patches from last year's add-ons. This one says This December Story. I kind of was just playing with random stuff, and then I happened to plop this here, and it kind of looks like a little tree skirt, and now that I've seen it with it, I definitely want to keep that on there. I think it's really fun. This is one of the red pleather stars from last year. I thought that made a nice little tree topper. I couldn't really find anything else that I liked more. I did make an attempt to try to do more layering. Like, this ends up being the only layered piece. I had this like snowflake die cut that I was trying to make work, but it kind of like, it's cream, which matches that, but it doesn't really match the other white elements. It just kind of seemed to like take over for some reason based on the height and where I had it. I definitely experimented a lot with positioning, and then here it was too similar to the poinsettia, things like that. And I even tried, I might have put it away. So I had another green circle with a black tree that I thought would have gone well, but didn't. A white patch with a black sewn on tree, a green die cut. I loved this magic and is in the air, but then I ended up having too many circles that were like all the same size, even though I really liked that. And I even tried to replace this with like a Santa puffy sticker or chipboard that was black and had red and white. It was perfect, but I think I'm really drawn to this because it's a different texture, but also the stars match the background. So I think it really draws your eye around the page because they kind of match the background. So I think I'm pretty much good with that. I did consider stitching around this, but I couldn't really stitch around anything else. So I'm gonna eliminate that as an option. I'm literally just going to adhere everything down. I might potentially put something on the back of the photo, but I don't think I'm gonna try to do anything with all the pieces that are on the back of this. I could try to, you know, because I'm dealing with basic circles and stars in a square. So it's possible. I'm really not sure yet if I'm going to try to. So we'll see how that goes. Right now it's pretty much just glue down and stitch. I kind of think that I need to do that first before I put all these pieces back down. So I'm gonna have to pause you, grab my sewing machine and deal with all that. But that is definitely the plan. So happy with how it came out. I'm really glad that I switched it from blue to black, and I was fine with the blue until it printed out like very strangely. I didn't even feel like dealing with it or trying to reprint it. I just immediately did a color overlay in Photoshop and changed it, and I was really happy with that. So like I said, played around a lot. I considered once, especially when I was like dealing with the blue, I was looking at this blue and gold star. There was a red and white polka dot open chipboard star in there, other die cuts, other patches. I played with a lot of stuff, let's put it that way. So I think the best option will be to attach this to the transparency and then my photo down on top of that. I'm trying to decide, or if I think maybe the opposite, because I'll be able to see better, might be better. Okay. I don't want to get myself all out of order here. I've messed with this for hours trying to pick out embellishments, and I'm very happy with where I'm at. And I was a little bit worried about running this through the sewing machine with this strong of an adhesive, but I don't trust rolling adhesive because I don't have much room to apply it. And I don't trust stitching it without having it glued down. So I got lots of little hairs on here today for some reason. Oh, and I should also tell you, so the original file comes on like an 8.5 by 11 PDF. So I resized it and I actually lengthened it. So what I did is I basically copied part of the file and like doubled it. So it could be longer and skinnier basically. So I basically brushed out all of the stars that were like exact duplicate patterns, and then I just copied and pasted random stars all over to hopefully make it look really realistic. It's wrong side. Did I do this on the wrong side? I totally put this on the wrong side. What a goober. I'm gonna reattach this to see if I can try to pick it back up. It needs to go on top, not this direction. I'm gonna see if I can get the whole thing off with the thing. Oh, that's actually working out pretty well. Not that I couldn't just cut a new piece, but you know, it's a little bit wasteful. It's not going to be perfect by any stretch because it definitely did not re-pick back up perfectly, but it will be good enough, I think. And this is not the same height either. Even though my photo printed 8 1/4, it either printed too small or my transparency is too tall. Not sure which one. I'm just using this tool here to help me burnish it down so that I know it's really strong. It actually changed colors. It went from like light to darker as it really got stuck on there. Hopefully that looks square. Looks pretty good actually. It feels like it's tilted just the tiniest amount, but and it could be, but I honestly couldn't really get it on any much straighter than that if I tried. So my machine has green stitching in it, and I'm debating if I want to do the green or if I want to switch it back to white. And I'm thinking that I might live a little dangerously and go with green. So I'm going to put you on pause and show you what the stitching looks like when I'm all done. Okay guys, everything is glued down. I am all finished. I really love how this came out. And I just wanted to share what my actual bucket list was. So there's 12 different ornaments on here. That's why I made it day 12. So I have decorate the new house, make a homemade wreath, visit Tinseltown, watch favorite holiday movies, make gingerbread houses, read a book and enjoy a cup of cocoa, bake yummy cookies, date night with Jarrett, drive around and look at Christmas lights, paint a new ornament, burn favorite Christmas candles, and get some new holiday pajamas. So like I said, really happy with how this came out. I'm considering now that I might be able to get away with putting something on the back. Most of these I have stuff that I could duplicate, or you know, I can just cover it with something else or layer it over pattern paper, which I wasn't really wanting to have to do because it's definitely not the prettiest back. You know, but maybe I could do something along those lines. Maybe not that pattern paper, something a little brighter weight perhaps. But overall, really happy with this one. Thanks so much for watching. And just a reminder that I have all of my most used tools saved in my links for the video. I have a Spotify list for Christmas songs saved on there. And if you're not already subscribed, please do so, and you'll be automatically notified when I post new content. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.